decided to go for a nightly walk. It's 2:30 a.m. and I'm here in the middle of field because I have free will and I will use it on rare occasions like these. Again, I don't really have much to say, but I will just talk about whatever comes into my mind. Walking is great because it relaxes your mind and it helps you to burn some extra calories, which is also good. But the biggest benefit of walking might be, just as I talked about in previous video, is that you have time to think. And while I was walking here, I was thinking, what should I do with my future? I don't really like studying forestry that much, so I don't really want to go into some expert to be an expert on that field. But it's a nice backup plan and I have a good community in that school. It's a nice experience and it's free, and then I know what else I should be doing with my time if I wasn't studying. So if you don't know what you're gonna do, just go study something, and while you are studying you can figure it out if you have time. Well, of course you have time, but the key is to not spend it on useless shit like I talked about in previous video. But yeah, I recommend you to go for more walks no matter what time it is. I just happened to go right now because I wasn't feeling sleepy yet and I haven't done enough exercise to burn calories because I have the goal of losing 7 kilos before August. And it's weird how it's so bright here even though it's middle of night. That's just the way it is in the northern hemisphere, or whatever it's called. But coming back to planning my future and how you should plan your future too. Maybe journaling is the best way to just ask yourself a bunch of questions and writing them down on paper. What, for example, what am I good at? What does the world need? What pays well? What is fun? Something like that. And then just list out things and go try them until you know what is really something you're good at or what's fun. And if you get lucky, you can do that thing for a living. My dream is to do something which allows me to have maximum amount of freedom, complete time and location freedom, so I can be wherever I want, whenever I want. And that's only possible with remote job or becoming rich through starting a business and having so much revenue so you can just you can basically put up every task you have to somebody else and be just the leader and the decision maker on that business while you just travel the world or do whatever. I came to some ditch which I must cross. There's some guy living there. There's a road across this ditch which I'm planning to go. This is probably somewhat illegal to just walk through a field when it's growing, but I don't know, it's probably not doing damage at all. Well, I come back in a few seconds. I made it to the road. So what I was saying is, in order to have complete time and location freedom, I must do some kind of remote job, which could be content creation, which I'm doing right now. And I know most of the people watching this are just my friends who are probably thinking I'm a pretty insane doing this kind of stuff in the middle of night, or my family members, which I kinda regret telling this channel for them, because no, I don't have so much freedom to say whatever comes to my mouth, or maybe I do. Maybe I'm just a little afraid of their opinions. Maybe this is just a way for me to get rid of that limiting belief of being concerned about other people's opinions, which in the end don't matter. I have done much more embarrassing things before, so this is nothing compared to that. So if you ever have thought about starting a content creation, whatever it is, on Instagram, YouTube, X or TikTok, why not just try it out? Post about things you are good at, or things you find interesting, or if you have something to say, because we live in an era of I don't know how to speak. We live in an era of one person business. That doesn't sound right. What I mean is, it's easier than ever to be successful by just starting your own thing and sticking to that. As before, you would have to pay people to do things for you. Now you can put AI to do things for you, and you can do much of by yourself by using AI. I'm not the best explaining this, but maybe you get what I mean. Also, maybe another reason why I'm doing this YouTube thing is maybe I just want to document my life, to look back on it when I'm older, and I really want to change as a person. I'm kind of tired of being stuck on infinite loop of procrastination and just prolonging things which I want to do, or I don't even know what I want to do, but maybe this is one of them, one of the things, and through this I may be able to put into words what I have been thinking and gain some clarity through that. Also, I want to improve my communication skills and English. And I want to prove to people that you can just be yourself and record it online and not be embarrassed, as long as you don't say anything insane. Oh, there's a dog. Yeah. Kinda lost my train of thought here. And I'm sorry for recording this so clumsily and having so much pauses, because I kinda try to find the right words, and I'm too lazy to cut these videos, so I just don't even bother watching this back and just post this as is. Maybe in the future I will do more professional styling videos and cut them properly and edit some cool effects. But for now, I'm just gonna do this minimal effort in order to get the ball rolling. I wish I had something profound to say, or maybe I do. I just need to think about it for a moment. Yeah, maybe I could comment or do a commentary on this society's current situation a little bit. Finland has over 10% unemployment rate, which is highest in Europe. and still we are the happiest country in the world, which doesn't really make sense. I watched a video the other day which was titled "Working is overrated, stay unemployed," and the guy went over how working a job is so tiring and it just consumes 8 hours or more of your day building someone else's dream or working for somebody else, and essentially you're trading 8 hours of your life for measly $100 or something, and which you must do if you have bills to pay or you're uneducated. You don't have a better way to make money. I'm talking about these entry-level jobs. They really seem to one thing is they seem to be saturated, that nobody even can access them anymore because certain job fields are being overtaken by AI and just the changing economy. So people who have more experience in job market are also competing for these entry-level jobs, which we have even less of a chance getting into, as they most likely hire a more experienced guy. That's one thing. Then the other point was, especially this is true in Finland, that if you can get by with just the government support, which we call Kela here in Finland, why would you work a job when you would need to pay more for housing and a car if you need to go to that job, and your living expenses just go up when you're working, and if you're not working, you just chill all day, eat bare minimum budget and survive and have more free time, which in my opinion is better deal than slaving away at 9 to 5 for however many years until you have saved up enough money to do something with that. But there's no, especially in this today's world, everything is rental. There's subscriptions on everything. Housing is rental housing. People live in apartments, they rent Netflix and all kinds of, I just don't have any examples because I'm just too stupid, but maybe you got the point. So the money you earn will be just going directly on your renting things, so you have very little save, you get to save very little of it. And if you were unemployed, you could at least spend the time building something of your own. But if you ask what I support, then if you're young, you should be staying at your parents' house if they allow it while working, and maybe investing that money or something, or investing that on yourself, on getting a mentor who has the things you want in life. Because having a mentor is like, it's important because you essentially become what you spend time with. You have heard the quote that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you can have one of those person, a guy who's living your dream life, has everything you want, then you're most likely to become that. And through my own experience, I invested some of my money into mentorship program a year ago. It helped quite a bit, but maybe I wasn't just in the right mindset, or I didn't take it so seriously. So my life went back to the baseline it was before the mentorship thing. But during that thing, I was very productive. For example, I meditated every day. I worked out more frequently. I ate more clean. I worked on my own ambitions at the time. I tried drawing for a hobby because I got like a best grade on high school on art, and I thought maybe that's something I'm good at. Maybe I can turn this into something serious. But I was too lazy and didn't end up going anywhere. And maybe I just hit the point of, maybe I hit the wall in the progress of getting better, because there's this curve of improvement where you first think, oh, this is easy, or this is so fun and easy, then it goes down, this is actually hard, before it goes back up, and you are more in terms with the reality of the thing, and you realize that this is kind of hard, but I'm getting better, and I can now see how my effort has rewarded me. I'm again getting lost on words. Oh shit, I've been recording for 24 minutes already. I'm getting closer to my home. There was the field I was in the beginning of the video. It's getting even more brighter. But yeah, what I was saying about I was talking about job market and mentorships. So mentorship is something I recommend you do if you work at a job and invest that money into mentorship or stocks also. Because if you don't know what you want to do, you just build capacity, which means you get in shape, you save money, I go that way. You get good mental health, invest in making your relationships good, and through that you begin to gain clarity on what you should do next. That's something Alex Hormozy talked about in one of his videos. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you watched it this far, and if you prefer these type of yapping videos which are unedited. If you like, if your attention span is not that cooked that you can watch this far. Maybe it's not your fault if you didn't watch, because I don't know who wants to watch a guy yapping broken English with long pauses and unclear message. If I need to sum up this message of this video, is go on a walks. It's good for you, no matter what time it is, because it's not that straining on your body. And think about what you want to do in the future, because if you don't, somebody else will decide that for you, which is not ideal. And if you are in a pace of working, then this you could strongly consider investing into mentorships. Find a mentor who is willing to, or who is willing to get paid to teach you. That may seem like a waste of money, but I promise you it's not, because the best thing to invest in the end is yourself, as you are the greatest asset you have. It's not real estate, it's not stocks, it's your mental capacity and your knowledge on how to do things. Because if you take away every money, every single penny of a guy who's millionaire and leaving with nothing, it's most likely that he's gonna become millionaire again, because he has the skill set. So what's stopping you from learning new skills and investing in yourself? Well, because what's the worst thing that could happen? You go broke, you don't learn much, but at least you tried and you know what you can correct your mistakes in the future. So that's my advice today. Thank you for watching. If you watched this far, I try to be more concise and straightforward in my next video. So, bye.